Okay, I'm bringing you over in this field. It's across the road. After we got done planting that, I wanted to get left that go to see what would happen. We planted the other fields and we planted over here. This field here was planted 3 days ago. In 3 days time I expect beans to start coming up. By gosh, I got some coming up right here. Look at that. Can you get in that, Lisa?
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. Okay. And then it's on 15-inch rows with it. So the new Kinze planter really works great. And we got bare seed and it's treated. And what I do, I'm going back to farming the way I always did. I've been doing this. We never planted soybeans when I was a kid. We used the whole farm. This was a dairy farm. This is my dad's farm. I must have knocked the bean off of that or whatever. But you can see we got moisture, and even though it looks dusty on the top. But this is what I love to see. Beans come up in 3 days. That almost guarantees you. This one here maybe got a little bit of a, let's see if we can find, there's the seeds. So now you can really, actually this is the bean part of it coming up. But this is coming up here pretty good here. No rain. Now this is planted shallow, and the big key to success here is working the ground down right away so it don't dry out, and that's why it was critical to have them rollers. This is what I wanted was a nice smooth level field, and you need to stay on it until it's just right. You don't open it up, quit, take lunch. If it's 110 degrees, you got to be right on top of it. So we disc this twice, and then we field cultivate it with the rolling basket out there. It's on that tractor. And then I sprayed it, and we incorporated the chemicals at an angle. I do not have foam markers. I do it the old traditional way. Foam markers for me is always broke when I need them. So I sprayed the custom applicator before foam markers came out, and they're a wonderful device, so you don't have it. But as a farmer spreading fertilizer and stuff, I learned not to. But there is some overlaps, there is some skips, and basically I try to make everybody work the field straight, and then I got a straight line to follow, to spray, and then we work the field at an angle, so if it's a little heavy, we can scatter it out, or a little bit light, you know, fill in the gaps. And then that makes it nice to plant because your marker's easier to see when you work the field crossways, because it may not hide in a groove of some kind. And what I did with this, it got extremely hot the next day, so I was afraid of it. So I went back and I harrowed over the top. So this has got 2 incorporations in case it don't rain. My plan is being incorporated, it'll work. This has got 2 pints of prowl on it, and 6 and some odd ounces of Authority XLT, as well as a Syncor or Meta, I forget what you call the chemical name of it, but basically old-fashioned Syncor. My game plan is to get it sprayed one time so it would work one time. This is a little bit of advantage of having later beans. The temperature's there. I'm hoping it'll grow fast enough to catch up. With the other ones, we got perfect temperature unless it gets in, as long as it's in the ground and you got moisture like this. But this is the whole key, is to have moisture in the ground to get the beans up. You don't have to plant it that deep. But if you got a bunch of lumpy, I'm trying to gather some lumpy clouds together, but if you got a lot of big lumpy clouds, well, you're going to have to get down in the moisture, and then you got problems then on it. Not only that, the clouds that you have will keep there, and I guess one bean fell out of the trench or whatever. I'm on it. But another thing too, if you got moisture below and you can work it down a little bit and harrow it, the finer dust will draw the moisture up into the beans, and that's what I've been doing. I've been using some of these seed companies sound all the same. Burr seed, they treat it. It's nice. They got the best seed I've ever seen. I used to clean seed, and they got a nice red coating. You can see it in the ground. It's got a fungicide and inoculant and an insecticide on it. And they're only treating the beans, so that if this bad bug comes, it's one it wants to hurt my bean. It ain't killing the whole soil. So, and it makes it so much safer to handle than having insecticide sprayed. You put it right on the seed. Same thing with the corn. I don't have to mess with any seed box treatments. That stuff really works. I've had seed lay in the ground for a week or so or two. And as you can see, I planted them beans over almost 2 inches deep, damn near as deep as the corn, just to get it up, but I was scared of the temperature. So we're going to go back and get Linda planting corn or beans for the first time. She's going to learn how to plant beans with the Kinze planter, so we'll head over there. Thank you.